Good evening from Gangneung, Korea. We're here for the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2018. 9 months ago, this city fell in love with curling as their team Korea contested for an Olympic medal. The semi-final game between Korea and Japan was one of the highest rated broadcasts of the entire Olympic Games. Tonight, Olympic bronze medalists Team Fujisawa of Japan returned to the scene of their Olympic medal win at the Gangneung Curling Center. And our feature game tonight, which is women's session number 3, Hong Kong taking on Japan. Let's meet the teams for Team Hong Kong. Ashura Wong is at lead. At second, Ada Shang. Julie Morrison's at third. The skip, Ling Wei Hung. Their opponents tonight, Japan. Yurika Yoshida is at lead. Yumi Suzuki at second stone. Chinami Yoshida is at third. And the skip for Team Japan, Satsuki Fujisawa. Here are the standings. China and Japan entering this draw unbeaten at 2-0. Hong Kong also unbeaten at 1-0. Korea, Kazakhstan, Australia, and Qatar rounding out the women's field here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. We'll keep an eye on all of the games in this session for you tonight. China faces Kazakhstan on Sheet B. On Sheet C, our feature match, Hong Kong versus Japan. And on Sheet D tonight, the home team, Korea, taking on Qatar. Teams now getting ready for the game. I'm Hans Fraunlab, and I'm joined by Olympic curling champion Rona Howie. And good evening to you, Rona.
Good evening, Hans.
Well, on paper, and we know the game's played on frozen water and not on paper, but Hong Kong, they're going to be in very tough tonight. Hong Kong, one of the newer countries, member associations competing in Satsuki Fujisawa Olympic medalists. What do you think they'll be thinking about before the game?
Yeah, it's a real tough game. For Hong Kong.
Hong Kong will be playing the Red Stones and Japan will be playing the Yellow Stones. Hong Kong does have last rock advantage in the first.
Yeah, but Hong Kong are going on there relishing every game they're playing out here and learning from every stone that's played. So they'll be wanting to give the Japanese side a good game.
Yurika Yoshida, lead player for Japan, gets us underway. Tight center guard, nice shot there from Yoshida. Ashura Wong.
Yeah, just been curling for 2 years, so you're a newcomer to the game.
It's an express delivery to the big stage. Safety by the guard, but this one looks a bit heavy. It's going to slide deep in the rings and through.
Yep, Hong Kong had the first pre-game practice, so the ice will have quickened up a wee bit.
Satsuki Fujisawa. This is still a young team, but it seems like they've been on the competitive scene firmly for years. Yurika Yoshida really made their breakthrough on the world stage at the 2014 Worlds in Swift Current, where they were medalists. Two nice stones by Yurika Yoshida. Perfect center guard, and now a perfect come around.
Yep, perfect lead setup.
There's the rules of play. We're playing the 5 rock free guard zone. 6 ends minimum, 10 ends scheduled. Each team has 38 minutes of thinking time to play their shots. Each team has one 60-second timeout.
Line's good, where are we? 8.
Better looking shot here from Wong. It's going to cozy right up to that Japanese stone. Freezes in front of it. Nice shot. Yumi Suzuki. Oh, characteristic compact delivery. Started curling at the age of 6. Well, that center line is certainly stacking up. 2 guards, 2 stones in the rings. Ling Wei Hung saying, need to open it up here. Challenge though. She can get the pair. Clears one. Nice shot.
Yeah, Hong Kong not taking too many risks at this first end. They've got last stone, so just trying to keep the centre open and give themselves a chance.
And Rona, as players, I think we've all been in that situation when you're new to the sport and you're playing against a team that's got a reputation like this. It's quite a big ask to be able to sort of take the fan glasses off and put the player glasses on and just play your own curling game, isn't it?
It is. It's very difficult because they really do just have to focus on their game and what they're doing and forget who they're playing, if you like. So they'll have set themselves goals for what they want to achieve out of this game. You know, they'll be realistic. They know that their performance is, you know, and their experience is a lot less than the team they're playing. So they just have to focus on their own performance and set themselves goals.
Wise words.
You know, and it could be as simple as when they've got last stone, you know, they want to score.
Yep.
And try and, you know, keep your opposition to one when they've got the hammer. And it could be simple things like that that you're just trying to achieve. And then the game will take care of itself.
Ada Sheng, unfortunately, a little bit wide with that takeout attempt. Goes by the Japanese shot rock, so a chance now for Fujisawa to stack them up as Hung looks on.
Just erred on the wrong side there. She could have been slightly on the inside and taken the center guard as worst case scenario.
Shinami Yoshida, Japanese third player. Cozies up beside that Hong Kong stone.
Great result there, half checking that red.
Makes it much more difficult for Hong Kong to promote and use.
Okay. If you hit the top one, it's okay.
You could even run that top one back into the pile and try and open things up a bit.
Yeah, a few options here. Julie Morrison lines it up for Hong Kong.
Yeah! Normal! Normal! Yes! Hard! Front is okay. Three!
Just graze the front stone. They do move it off the center line a little bit. Japan will look to put that guard back.
Very steady slides, the Japanese.
fundamentals are super sound on this team.
Yeah. The communication is great. They just don't stop communicating for every shot. Try and get the best out of every stone played. That's a great guard there. Hong Kong now in a wee bit of trouble.
Certainly are. Nice shot there from Shinami Yoshida.
No. Just less than half. Okay.
I still think running that yellow that she's standing beside straight back to try and open up things in the house, and hopefully their red would hang about.
I agree, Rona. It's a double clear here would be useful, but you're right. You could probably achieve more just by driving it back into the pile.
No. Whoa. Yeah.
Does clear the guard. Perhaps thinking maybe open up the intern side, might have to draw the button. That's probably what was going through Ling Wei Hung's mind.
あれ何秒だった？2級だった。2級。エクサイト受けてた？あー、ちょっとかな。3か。滑ってる。
Satsuki Fujisawa.
It's her trademark pink gloves.
And her trademark scarf. She always looks a little chillier than everybody else out there.
This one's coming a bit further in than they'd wanted, but it's still going to be pretty good there.
That's a nice spot. Japan playing the yellow stones, and there's a lot of them in the rings right now. Line 2.
It does give Hong Kong, if they can hit that front one pretty hard to move some granite. The front yellow onto the red onto yellow.
Certainly going to have to spring that open somehow, aren't they?
I want to leave it. Because I can't, if I hit it now, then... Where do you want to go? You like hitting it? I could put one here.
If you hit it now, you're letting her hit it back.
Yeah, I know, that's the
That's
problem.
the problem. So what do you want to do? Just be okay, that's fine.
No.
But she'll drop a guard on you, right? But if you come through, as long as you can bite, you get in behind, okay?
Yeah, we're going behind.
Okay?
Yeah.
After a bit of discussion, it's going to be the draw. We've seen this week, Rona, there's lots of curl in the ice, so this is a makeable shot.
Draw 4 foot.
Yeah, the ice has been really consistent, nice swings, good weight.
So what I threw in practice.
Makes games very exciting for players and spectators to be able to bury behind cover.
Ling Wei Hung.
She lives in Ottawa in Canada.
Split time here between the hog lines for you. Get an idea of the pace of the ice. Shang and Wong on the brushes, trying to drag this into the rings if they can.
It was much wider out, so just maybe a wee fraction slower out there at the first end.
Yeah, good line, but just a little bit short with the weight. And the problem for Hong Kong is that also blocks their own path back into the 4 foot on the final shot. Makes that last shot much more difficult. Julie Morrison helpfully offering a broom part to Satsuki Fujisawa.
Yeah, these players know each other pretty well. The Hong Kong, two of the Hong Kong girls were over playing in Japan in the summer, training.
Okay.
So the Japanese helped them get ice time and
ベストはね5と6
helped
の
give
間
them
だ
games.
けど
So
4
they
でも
know
あ
each
る
other
ぐらい
well.
かな
That's excellent.
同じぐらいでもいいのかちょっとね使ってないパターンと有名なとこよりちょい外あ、もうちょい狭くていいかな
So Japan can make this very difficult now for Hong Kong.
Japan already lying 2 shots.
ウェイトだけ5ラインはいいよウェイトだけランチあ、ラインちょっと待ってそうあ、ラインいいよウェイトだけランチ4 4 4 3 4 3だよ4 3だよそのままでいい？いいよナイス15点に
Blocks up the outturn path.
So this race is still there to try and at least eliminate one of the counters.
Doesn't look like there's enough drag effect to get to the shot rock on the forefoot, but yes, an opportunity to.
Okay, and then
You like that?
and you're going to play normal, right?
Yeah.
No, I think she thinks she can make the quad. By the way they're talking about the angles, I'm not sure it's there. Can certainly remove one. And we see the stone colors. Japan are playing the yellow rocks.
Okay, okay.
Hong Kong going to try to hit that front stone, drive yellow onto red onto yellow.
You got this.
Oh, big weight release.
Just that little bit of extra weight and a little bit of a push is taking it offline. It does move stones, but how many are going to be left in the rings? It is a steal of 3 for Japan. Just that a bit of extra width changed the angle. Japan steals 3 after one end of play. Japan 3, Hong Kong no score.
ナイスナイスイップナイス外重かったね見るのちょっと外だったからあれだったんだね相手こっち投げたやつもね最初ストレートなんだけどね腰持って重たいから途中曲がってきていい感じだったからちょっと大外重たいのか外気をつけるね中か
After the steal of 3 in the first, Japan electing to throw the first stone into the rings in the second end. Smart play. Hong Kong holding on to last rock advantage here in the second end. Sure, Wong.
Gotta go a bit.
2 1 Still 2
Yeah, first can.
Just a 2
First you can, guys. Okay, that's good.
Nice corner guard.
That's a good corner.
I thought so.
2投目滑るぜ落としていい
Let's have a look in at Korea versus Qatar. Here's Kim Min-ji with her last rock. This one over curling. Rex on a corner guard, so that's a pair. Korea up 2-0 in that one. Hong Kong coming up a little bit short on their attempted come around of the corner guard, but that is a usable guard for them. Japan with 2 in the rings. Yumi Suzuki. This is one of my favorite deliveries in curling, Rona. And proof for anybody is if you needed proof that you do not have to be a giant to play this game. Yumi is very petite, but she has such an efficient, compact delivery, never wavers. I've never seen a bobble, super consistent player. Great shot.
And that helps with the consistency of play when they have such a consistent delivery that, as you say, she never wobbles, even when she's playing up weight shots.
Absolutely right.
The delivery is solid, and the stone, there's no movement from the stone to the target. It's spot on every time.
Yes! Hard!
Ada Shang.
Hurry all the way! Hard! Yep, yep, yep.
Trying to rattle these around a bit if she can.
Beauty.
Gets a shooter to roll behind the corner.
That's
so
useful.
that's good.
Here's the Hong Kong coach's bench. Rick Collins making some notes.
起きるか。
2 water bottles tonight for Rick.
おー、この
Must
方
be
がいい
feeling the
か。
heat
見
in
た
the
方がいいよ
arena.
ね。
Gotta keep hydrated.
そうね。7前半。
Yumi Suzuki.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, yes, yes.
Kills one of the corner guards, rolls away. I'd like to get this one out of play if they can, and they do.
Nice.
Japanese bench, Coach J.D. Lind. No water bottle there. Laptop computer. There's a bit of water. The rest of the Japanese coaching contingent, Ryoji Onodera and Tetsuya Omori. Tomi Sujiaki.
Whoa, control.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, control.
Whoa!
Not bad, Ling, not bad.
Better looking line here from Ada Shang. Moves 2, removes 1.
Okay.
Situation improving for Hong Kong. They've got the hammer, remember? So Japan have to be a bit careful here.
Yeah, that's opened things up nicely for Hong Kong, gives them some options. They've still got that corner guard.
They have a tap-upable stone. I confess I stole that phrase from Rona earlier in the week.
Sounds strange, a New Zealander using a Scottish phrase. But you can have it, it's okay.
Always adapt good things. Tsunami Yoshida.
前半。Please, please. 前半。Yep, yep. Yep. 見ていいよ。Yep. 前半。Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Quiet wait.
Yep, 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 yep.
Oh, they hold the line well. They just keep it by their own stone.
That was
Great
a great
brushing.
shot.
Tsunami Yoshida
ちょっと下がったかい。
has her sweepers to thank for that one.
あ、ナイスイップ。
Nice sweep indeed.
They're great fun to watch, the young Japanese team. They're full of fun and always smiling.
They are, and that's actually a team philosophy. Their team nickname is Team Loco Solari, which means basically crazy sunshine. And That's their approach to the game. They decide they want to have fun.
Control up. Control up. It's a bit up.
So it's proof that you can have fun and play well at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive.
Link on the back one. Oh, it's gone
too
now.
late.
It's gone now. It's gone.
It's going to clip the top stone.
Sorry.
Removes one, opens up the shot rock. There's Julie Morrison.
Looks disappointed with that one.
She does. But Hong Kong still has something going here. After the clear of the corner guard. The stone isn't quite as well protected as it was, but still a chance for Hong Kong to score, if not score two. Yoshida. No inside roll, it's going to spill off the rings. So a choice here for Hong Kong. You could duck around the corner guard or you could play the shot rock. Two options. Depending how frisky you're feeling.
Can you give me a control? Oh, okay. Okay. Control.
Hit and roll seems to be the option.
Okay. Okay. We got this. It's a little bit
Yeah, it's an opportunity that they must make here. You know, they've lost a 3 in the first end. It's really good to try and get a 2 back now. So I think the draw around the corner guard at this stage would probably be the best option, because to hit and roll on this swingy ice is quite tricky.
Arguably a harder shot.
Yeah.
Want this one to stick around. And it does. Nice
That was
shot.
a long, long way.
Oh yeah, they move. There's no doubt about that. Ice conditions here this week, excellent. As we mentioned earlier, the Olympic venue 9 months ago, the Olympic Games were played in this very building. The set of stones on the ice are the Olympic stones. Head ice technician Sean Olison, the USA, has done a fantastic job preparing the ice surface. And pretty pacey, lots of swing. Gives the players the full range of shots. They love these kinds of conditions. Morrison and Hong having a chat. Nose hit from Fujisawa.
And this is where Hong Kong could come round the corner guard and lie shot.
I agree.
You know, the last time maybe she was scared to leave the one on the 4 foot in case Japan guarded it. But now that that one's out in the wing, it's an opportunity to come round that red corner guard and lie shot. Try and force an error from Japan.
Yeah, this is the shot option you take if you're concerned about scoring, but it's probably not the shot option you take if you're trying to score two.
Yeah. The second one was more like control. Hers was only control? Yeah. So what are you throwing like?
But it was a solid control, right?
Okay, yeah.
Good communications there, just settling on the weight to be thrown on this shot. Control weight.
Control! Yes! Control! Yes! Honey! Yes!
Morrison calling for the sweep immediately.
Yes, 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 yes! Honey! Quick, 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 quick!
Will it stick around? Yes, it does. Nice sweeping there. Good shot.
Nice shot, Ling. Good sweep. Did I start that?
Ling Wei. Nice shot.
佢係好 cool 咁，但係我覺得 OK 都幾型啊。因為我都覺得好 cool 樣。
Pushes it out right to the edge of the circles. Makes it a little bit tougher for Tatsuki Fujisawa. Trying to hold the line on this one as well. That one's going to spill off the rings. So an opportunity here for probably the blank, I would say. Although may choose to take a point, we'll see. Control, it'll be the blank. Sensible choice. There's Team Fujisawa.
70. 70 is okay, I think.
We're just going to throw in, we're throwing it through.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nothing's on.
Okay. You want to see this path? We'll keep it
Yeah.
clean.
Just keep it clean.
Okay. Square clean.
Ling Wei Hung, last stone of the second end. Hong Kong
Clean one.
choosing to blank the end. Keep last rock advantage into the third. Through the rings it goes. No score here on that second end. Blank end. After 2 ends of play, it's Japan 3 and Hong Kong no score.
Okay. Let's just stick in there. Yeah. Make them shorts. Okay. We got this. All good? Yeah, we got this. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dang.
オッケー。使う時になったら気をつけるか。うん。ちょっとね、まだ曲がってないわ。曲がってないか。いや、今曲がった。100なら有利だけど、13.8。いい感じ。ナイス。
Japan leading this one 3-0 versus Hong Kong. We're now in the third end. You're enjoying live action from the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2018. We're at the Gangneung Curling Center, site of the Olympic curling event in February, where Team Japan won a bronze medal in this building. So they'll have very happy memories of Gangneung.
Yeah, they beat Great Britain in the bronze medal playoff.
Not such happy memories for Great Britain in that one, but Eve Muirhead and her teammates competed creditably for sure. And it was a fantastic Olympic curling competition in this building. Women's event, men's event, mixed doubles making its Olympic debut in this building. Even using the stones from those Olympic Games in this competition. Eureka Yoshida.
Yeah, it must be nice for this Japanese quartet to be back, bring back very nice memories for them.
Absolutely. The semi-final game. Let's have a look in at China, Kazakhstan. China playing the red stones. One Chinese rock and shot rock position. Sakura Aliyarova of Kazakhstan trying to wedge one in there somehow. Just trying to pick it. Does. Cuts it down, but it is a steal of one for China, so China leading that one 3-0.
Gliding a bit.
Slow down.
Yeah, gliding a bit.
Can you finish it? Is there any
No,
finish?
I think
Is there any finish?
No.
Okay.
Still going deep in the rings. No, just doesn't quite hang on. The women's semi-final game at Olympics between this Japanese team and Korea's Eunjung Kim. I've had more than one person tell me, and my personal belief as well, is that was the best game of the entire Olympic tournament. It had everything. Massive drama, fantastic shot making. I was told that 40% of all the televisions that were turned on in Korea on that night were watching that game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a
country
fantastic
where,
game.
in a country where curling wasn't really a thing before the Olympics, all of a sudden the entire nation was transfixed. It was fantastic.
And that's the great thing about an Olympic Games, how it entices the nation to watch sport that they don't know anything about.
Well, you certainly had some personal experience in that, didn't you, Rona, in 2002? You and your teammates made Great Britain stay up very, very late to enjoy a spot of curling as you won your gold medal.
I know, and it's amazing just the power of television, what it can do for helping promote a sport.
Absolutely right. 3 Japanese stones in the rings now, so Ada Shang trying to remove at least one. Trying to squeeze it by that top stone, and they do. Nice shot. Conversely, Hong Kong, one of the new arrivals. The Pacific Asia Curling Championship started in the early 1990s, and back then only 3 member associations actually competed. That would be Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. Now there are 9 member associations that actually send athletes to compete in these championships. Japan hit and roll out. Hong Kong, one of the later arrivals. In the mid-90s, Korea joined, and then China appeared along with Chinese Taipei in the early 2000s. Kazakhstan a couple of years later. And in the last few years, joined by Hong Kong and Qatar. Just showing the growth of curling all over the world.
I'd probably like to have seen Hong Kong draw around the corner here and leave that double takeout, because that double's on. And just try and put a bit of pressure onto Japan. They've put the corner up, so it would be good to try and take advantage and come round it.
Tsunami Yoshida.
Problem now for Hong Kong, if Japan guard this, it's going to make it very difficult.
Yeah, not many pathways to the button now. Nice guard there by Yoshida.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah. Okay.
Ling Wei Hung says, gonna run that in.
Just off nose? Yeah, I think so. You can go back if you want.
Yeah, try and open things up a bit here.
What? Yeah. Do you want that?
Uppity up, up.
Julie, wait. That? Yeah. You want that?
Elbow, shoulder?
I'll have the shoulder, please.
She wants like...
Julie Morrison just confirming what weight to throw. Julie won her first curling medal in 1989 at the World Junior Championships, representing Scotland.
That's tremendous.
Has since started curling in Singapore and now is in Hong Kong trying to promote the sport there.
That's excellent. Love it. Well, doesn't clear the front, but does move 2 stones off the rings. Double takeout. Nice shot. To the delight of her teammates in the men's event. There's Team Hong Kong. They played Korea really tough this afternoon. They lost the game, but they had Korea trailing in the match.
It does leave the centre guard for Japan now to come around. They'll want to keep this one top tee, so Hong Kong can't freeze on it.
Now trying to sweep for a little bit of curl to get up some finish and some protection behind that center guard. Comes to rest, just almost biting that 8-foot circle. Maybe a corner hiding, pretty good shot. There's a good look. About a quarter buried, nice shot.
I think you want to take the front straight back.
Just go like that.
So.
And this is where that yellow stone, it's only in the 12-foot. You can see the stagger and the guards that Hong Kong could draw around in the out turn and come right into
like
the
this
4-foot
way.
here.
They could.
Normal, just normal.
Right?
Could even get around the corner guard and maybe be shot.
Ada, last week was normal or Julie? No, it's like the one that was abnormal, yeah.
They're just going to have to use their cover to try and generate a 2. Because always by hitting and chasing the end, you're not going to build anything up.
Normal. Little abnormal. It's a little high, baby.
Julie Morrison willing the stone to curl. Just tickles the stone in the rings.
Just close. Just need to come just a little, very close.
There's another look at it. Needed to curl another fraction to make the double takeout. Does push the stone away from the center line.
And now gives Japan that opportunity to put a better one round here, though, into the 4-foot. Japan don't have last stone. They're happy that that centre cover is there.
Great look at the line on this one. Maybe a chance to feather off that stone and redirect a fraction. It goes past it. Good stone.
Nice shot. 13.5.
Hit this here, right?
Yeah, but then she just has another chance
The thing
to do
is, you're
this.
going to go. I know. Well, the option.
Well, if
I think at the moment.
Yeah, we'll try. Like that for normal?
Yeah, you'll be normal, right?
Lingwei realizes that she does play the hit, that she might just give Fujisawa another chance to go around that center.
Normal.
Okay.
Morrison lining up the angles. They're thinking double takeout, but if they do make the double, they're almost certain to lose their shooter.
Normal. Whoa.
Whoa, off.
Waiting for this one to curl. Oh, it goes by.
Like went out. Yeah.
Big weight and lots of rotation. That's usually a bad combination, unfortunately, for Lingwei Hung.
When you let, when you maybe set it, because when you let it go, it was going out before it came in. But yes, too much ice.
Bit of feedback, and we'll have another look at the delivery. Watch the release. Analyze that for us, Ronan. Just a little bit underneath it.
Yeah, she just, as you said, there's a lot of rotation, and she was maybe sliding slightly inside and threw the stone out, which means the stone will keep travelling out before it will then start curling. So just with that bigger weight, there's little room for recovery.
Big chance here for Fujisawa to wrap another one around the center guard and really make the last shot difficult for Lingwei Hung.
Nami Yoshida, I love in the head how she's so low when she watches the line.
Very good reader of ice, Janami Yoshida. So that leaves the draw, and there's Tsunami Yoshida. And this is a real unit. All 4 players really contribute.
あ、いや、ちょっと蹴っちゃって。80 on this side?
Ling Wei Hung just getting confirmation from her front end players about the pace and the speed of the ice.
That last one.
Heard her
that
say
was
80.
short, what
That'll
was
be a
that?
split time.
Yeah. Remember when
3.8.
But that was very outside.
Okay. No, no. Good.
Final stone of the third end on its way for Hong Kong's Ling Wei Hung. Needs to draw full 4-foot.
Where are we? 6, 7, 7.
Whoa!
Whoa! Okay.
This one's got a bit of pace. It's going to slide deep in the rings. Will it stick around in the 8-foot? No, it slides deep into the back 12-foot. Another steal of 3 for Japan. Unfortunate for Hong Kong. Ling Wei Hung trying to draw the 4-foot, a little bit heavy, and it's a steal of 3 for Japan. They move out to a 6-0 lead after 3.
2投目から投げる？曲がる方。さっき両方とも使ってたか。フェイクでしか使ってないけど、ドローはこっちしかやってないか。
Japan 6, Hong Kong 0. Pacific Asia Curling Championships women's event. Eureka Yoshida with another perfect opening stone. She has been dynamite for Japan at the lead position. It's been
Mine's
everything.
really tight. Where are we?
4, 3.
Okay.
Sure
Just
Wong.
over and off. Just over and off. Nope, gotta go.
2.
Okay, just over and off. We're running out of rings.
Okay.
Sorry.
Corner guard there, but unfortunately for Hong Kong, maybe a bit too wide to be useful. Eureka Yoshida, 92% for the tournament. It's pretty handy play.
Yeah, that's what you want your lead to be firing.
1半出るかも半出るかも半出るよ
That won't help. That one comes up short. May have picked something up, I would say, the way the players backed off that one
I
very
think
quickly.
so. They're cleaning the ice as well just now.
There we go. We'll give Eureka a pass on that one. Might have been a bit of debris. Ashura Wong.
Line's tight again.
They've only been curling for 2 years.
Where are we?
It's a really big ask
Take it
for
in
a
a little
player
bit, yeah,
who's
yeah.
new to the sport as Ashura to
Yeah.
step up to this level of competition.
Yeah.
I'm going to say good honor.
Yeah.
This is
Absolutely.
the only way to gain experience and improve is to compete, and they're competing. Nice shot.
All right, shoot it.
OK 3入ってるよ
And that's where this sport is great, that you know, somebody that's only been curling for 2 years is able to step on in a competitive environment and play Olympic bronze medalist.
That's amazing, isn't it? What an experience.
いいよ OK ウェイトさん
Yumi Suzuki.
はいよはいよはいはいよウェイトだけそこら辺だねちょっと高いぐらいオーバーカールする
Big sweep from the Yoshidas.
ナイス
Nice shot. There's Chinami. There's Eureka. Catching their breath after that effort. Thank you very much, says Yumi.
Normal, right? Yeah. Take your time. Okay.
Ada Shai.
Yep Yep Whoa
Noses it, runs it back, stuffs it. Does push it off the center line. Rona, you were telling me before the game that you've been speaking with some of Team Hong Kong about the nascent growth of curling there, some of the things that they're doing to develop the game.
Yeah, as I say, currently they travel to Japan and try and train there. Some of them live in Canada, so they can play there at times, but as a team for getting together, they actually haven't played until this week, since they played here a year ago. So it's very hard for them at the moment, but they're hoping to have ice at the start of 2019. At least 1 day a week in Hong Kong, which will be a great boost for them. They've got stones and brushes and everything all sorted, so as soon as the ice is ready to go, they're ready. They've got a plan in place with coaching and
Excellent.
how they're going to work that 1 day a week, so it's fantastic for them.
Whoa No
No substitute for being able to have time on the ice to practice and play.
Yeah, when it's a skill-based sport, you know, technical, tactical, you need time on task.
That's
And
a very nice shot.
great shot. So that time on task so vital, you know, that everything that you learn on the ice, you can continually practice. It's got to be in your muscle memory. It's a repetitive practice sport, and you need ice time.
And that may be coming in Hong Kong's future, which is great to hear.
Yep, Julie was saying it's taken nearly 5 years to get it up and running, but it's very, very close now to fruition, so that'll be fantastic.
触れてもいいよはいスイープハー
Nami Yoshida.
触れていいよスイープハーいいよウェイトだけ大丈夫ジャンプウェイトはいいんだ
Lovely shot.
Yeah, great weight control there from Chinami Yoshida.
はいスイープ
Delicate, delicate, delicate. Very nicely played.
ナイススイープ You wanna run back?
This one? I can see all of that one.
You
So
wanna just
back,
throw
run
bump?
back if you want. It's okay. It's near enough.
Bumper?
Okay.
After a bit of discussion, board weight hit on the stone that is visible is the call.
Okay.
And there is such a good swing in the ice to come round at a tap back weight. You could get to the inside of that yellow.
I think you can. I'm glad they're electing this shot choice rather than the run back. I think the run back's a much more difficult shot. Julie Morrison.
Whoa!
More big shots there. Again. It's gonna be up.
Proud of your weight.
Yep! Whoa! Clean.
Anyway, Hung following the line. Now it's making a move.
Yep!
Well, they're certainly going to get inside. They hit the top stone first.
Great. Good shot.
That actually worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's A great result. It's good when they are down in a game like that to try and build ahead, to play just a tap back weight, leave your stone at the top of the forefoot, make the opposition play the harder shot.
Keep those rocks in play.
And even now, if Japan hit and run out, the yellow stones are back tee that Hong Kong can use them to freeze on.
I agree. That's the way to generate offense. Tsunami Yoshida.
いいよいいよ10半おクリーン10個ちょっとないかなクリーン近いよちょっとだん10後半
Just constant communication about the weights, isn't it?
Yes.
10半ぐらい
So good to hear.
10.8
Yeah, this team never takes a shot off. It's full on every shot. Have a look at everything else that's going on this evening on Sheet B. China with a 5-0 lead over Kazakhstan. Japan leading Hong Kong 6-0 in our feature game, and Korea with an 8-0 lead over Qatar on Sheet D. There's a nice look across all 3 sheets of action here at the Gangneung Curling Center. Lovely building, great size for curling. It was fantastic during Olympics. Spectators have a fantastic view here. Julie Morrison.
Control a little up control up
And Rona, you and I are lucky enough to have best seat in the house watching the action. This one's got to squeak by that top one.
Oh, just.
Hits and rolls away, unfortunately for Hong Kong.
Paper side. Paper.
こっちでやってた。
こっちでやってた。
Center guard is far enough forward, though, Rona. I think even if Japan makes this great, that Ling Wei Hung may be able to follow it down and make a play.
Yeah, Japan just need to be careful where they place this, because there is a head and roll off that yellow on this side. That's on the 8-foot.
Couple of options there. Potential angle run-ins as well. Satsuki Fujisawa.
Just 27 years of age, still a very young team, and they've achieved an awful lot in their curling career so far.
Certainly have. This team is enormously popular. Known throughout the curling world, but they are absolute rock stars in their native Japan. If you ever want to see a lot of cameras and video cameras, Rona, go to Japan when this team is training. They attract media like a magnet.
You want to hit? I think you should. I think the hit's a better shot. Okay.
Like this?
You're playing what? You're going to play control?
Yeah.
Control on there. You have to come off there.
You like that?
Yes, I think that's better
All right.
there. Okay?
Looking to hit the stone on the left-hand side of our picture, hit about half of it and roll behind that center cover.
Just control, guys.
Don't really want to be throwing any more weight than control rate. Really important to control the roll on this shot. You need to save your shooter.
It's still running. It's running 80 still, right?
Yeah, she could wrist roll behind that red and yellow cover. A great result.
What are you playing, Link?
Control.
Okay. Control, okay.
Anyway, just verifying the weight that she wants to throw.
Control down
Yep.
control down yes 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 hard
They're sweeping this all the way.
Trying to hold the line. The sweeper said immediately out of hand, control down, so they communicated well. Makes contact, but rolls it away to the wing. Good effort there from Team Hong Kong, trying to hold the line with the brushes.
Yeah, it's hard to hold the line once it starts to go in this ice.
It's true.
A big swing.
7-8になっちゃうよりかは5とかでも悪くないかな
It's just having the courage of your convictions, you know, to take more ice,
さっきを言った
play the brush and it will swing. It just looks like a lot of ice when you're sitting in the hat to believe that will this actually curl that
Terrifying
much?
to see that much brush between the brush and the target stone, isn't it? You do have to trust what your eyes are telling you. And we get a good look at the release of Satsuki Fujisawa. Trying to bring this around.
Lovely line.
Comes to rest, biting half of the forefoot. Another fine shot from the Japanese skip. And another difficult situation for Hong Kong's Ling Wei Hung on her final shot.
Just have to go a bit wider now with the ice. Needs to be fully in the forefoot.
Down here, you just need to bite into there, right?
Last time I took that. That was a lot. Remember my draws were button?
Yes.
I went to side button.
Still 80, right? 80, right? 80?
80. 佢係 draw 啊嘛，係咪？因為佢有個 wood 度塊少少。
Needs to be 3/4 into that red forefoot circle. Dangerous rock is the one that's in the front of the forefoot circle. Has to squeeze by that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so just going that wee bit wider. Just probably need a wee bit more weight.
Ling Wei Hung trying to draw the forefoot.
Little up.
Sweepers are saying there's plenty weight on it.
8. 8. Stay with it, kiddos. Come on,
This
yes.
stone is really starting to make a move though, Rona. It's coming near that stone in the front forefoot. Gonna graze it. Will it spill it in? Is it gonna squeeze in?
Oh, very close.
It is close. They're gonna take a look at it. Steal for Japan. So close for Hong Kong to get their single point, but it is a steal of 1 for Japan.
It was very close.
It was really close, but Japan steals 1. That gives them a 7-0 lead after 4.
でね、曲がりが見えるから若干フラッと見えてきたかも、初めて、夜の試合だからちょっとペルが持ってないから逆に使ってないとこ。いいよ。ウェイトいい感じ。いいんでいいかな。はい、もういいよ。ウェイトだけ。ウェイトもいい感じだな。あー、いいね。伸びてそう。伸びてそう。伸びてる。13.9。内側の方が伸びてるわ。さっちゃんのこっちのインターンのドローが 13.8 なんだよね。あ、いい。
We're live at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2018 in the women's event. Olympic bronze medalists, Team Japan, showing their class. They're leading this one by a score of 7-0 over Hong Kong.
2-1.
You can make it to 2. It looks like a 2, guys. Come on.
2-1.
Yep.
Guys, go.
Get it to 2. Get it to 2. Okay.
That's a better corner guard from Ashura Wong. It's in a good spot. Yurika Yoshida,
ちょっと伸び
Japanese
そう
lead player.
ジャストフリーズかな今のところちょっと落ちてきた
This one's taking its time to
その
move.
ままでいいのかなって感じ
Gets past that corner guard.
ナイス
Comes to rest. Full 8 foot.
1.13だった
And a great positioning from lead yet again.
Yes, Eureka having a fine game. Setting things up very well for Team Japan. There's Japanese skip Fujisawa. Pretty happy with Eureka's work.
Line's a little tight. Where are we, guys? Line's okay. Line's okay.
I think it's like a 4. 4 now.
Whoa, whoa. Line's okay. No finish, no finish, no finish.
This is a better looking shot from Team Hong Kong.
Okay,
Trying
that's
to
good.
use that corner guard.
That one was pretty
Nice shot.
forward, so it just keeps going. It's like there's a little bit of a run.
There's a sure one. Yumi Suzuki.
ました？
4、3、4、3。ないわ。
ちょっと
ないよ。いいよ。ないいよ。
ないいよ。
いいよ。出ていいよ。ゆりかでいいよ。ちょっと曲げたいな。ちょっと曲げたい。ギリギリまで飛ばしていいよ。もうちょい曲げたいわ。あと半個ぐらい曲げたい。
Working it hard just to try and get it across the line.
ナイス。
Just doesn't come enough, but it does cover
最後の最後まで伸びてるね。
half the stone in the house, so Hong Kong won't be able to hit and roll behind their corner, which is what they would like to do.
Yeah.
They've covered the right side of the stone.
They've covered the right side and the right side of the stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ada Shang.
Whoa.
Oh, just goes by that top stone. Does clip the Japanese stone that was in the front of the 8-foot circle out of the rings. We see the coach's bench in the background. JD's got some water now, unless he stole Rick's, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, Rick had 2 bottles. Now he's only got 1, so JD's maybe stolen 1.
I wonder if Rick noticed. I'll ask him after the game. Yumi Suzuki, bringing the heat. Bam! Rolls it to the center.
It's a great result. Covers the one that's biting the button. The only benefit for Hong Kong now is that that's back tee. Just so they could come in and freeze that. Just even fractionally tap it back, because by freezing it, they would find it then difficult to get in for 2. They really want to try and score multiple points here.
Back 4-foot weight would be absolutely ideal.
Where are we? Close. Yep.
Ada Shang making a play.
Hard. Hurry.
Wong and Morrison on the brushing.
Yep. Hard.
Trying to get it by that center guard. How are they by?
Hard,
They are.
Oh, great brushing. They're past. Look at this. Great shot. Punches it through the rings. Hong Kong lies 2. Well done. Shiro Wong says, I'll sweep it all day to get a result like that. Let's have another look. Watch how close this comes to that center guard. Little puff of smoke. Curls up. Hits 2/3. Nice shot. Green lights indicate a legal throw. The automatic hog line detector. Yoshida
She played a lovely controlled weight here to try and catch the inside.
Oh, look at that.
Fantastic shot.
Beauty.
ナイススイープさっちゃん今のなんぼだった今でも12だったあら若干ちょっと勢いがないねちょっと
As you pointed out, Rona, always looking for feedback, this team. Even though they got a great shot result, did I throw the right way? What did you get?
A tap, a tap.
Oh, you want it clear?
No, I'm just asking what we're doing.
70.
A tap, a tap. Okay.
And looking at this Japanese team in a game, you never know whether they're winning or losing.
That's
Their
true.
body language is exactly the same, which is really, really good. It's positive, and that's what you want to see on the ice. Just that constant communication, helping each other, and the teamwork. You know, that dynamic is so important to be strong.
That's a credit to their team. I think it's also a credit to their coach. J.D. Lin has worked with this team for a number of years now, and he's as much a part of the unit as the players themselves.
Absolutely.
Forward. Maybe coming down to hack.
Forward.
So board.
Forward.
Stone has some curling to do to get contact. No, it just goes by.
Just a bit heavier than the Japanese had thrown.
Yes, makes the difference on the curl. The harder you throw it, the less it curls.
ねガードの位置的にはこっちなんだけどねどう思います
They could have actually played a down weight there, and even if they caught the top yellow thin, the shooter could have rolled into the house. It now gives Japan a great opportunity to get a second one right round here, behind cover, blocking the way to the centre.
I'm a bit surprised they're not considering in turn for this shot. They are going to play the out turn. Maybe just a path they're a bit more familiar with.
いいよウェイトもいいよ56はいいいよウェイトだけあラインちょっと待ってそうじゃないはいいよラインよウェイトだけはいつけいいよ取るよウェイトだけラインもいいよ
Oh, good-looking shot here from Yoshida. Look at this.
Oh, fantastic result.
Beauty. Two stones right behind those center guards. Nice, nice weight control there from Chinami Yoshida. Get a look at this stone, watch it finish. Lots of curl in the last 2 or 3 feet of the trip, and bingo. Great shot.
Yep, 2 great shots there. A hit and roll and then a draw round.
Makes the task very difficult for Julie Morrison.
Where are we? Make sure you clean it. We're close, Devin. Needs to draw.
Whoa, whoa.
Little hot 8.
Yeah, it looks hot. Looks hot. It looks hot.
Little hot.
Yeah.
Once again, a little heavier than they were looking for. This one is going to slide deep and through.
Very hot. Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
62.
Okay, I'll test some. I only thought it was a little.
It's a sad feeling when you just kind of lost the feel for the weight control, Rona. I've been there. It's not a happy place to be.
3でもいいかな
Satsuki Fujisawa
ベリア一緒あ、ほぼ一緒だわ
going to try to duplicate, I think, the shot that Yoshida just threw.
If she comes right round on top of that yellow, the forfeit will make things very tricky.
Yep, Hong Kong would need to send out for a crane or a drone to make a shot.
ナイスキープウェイトいいよラインちょっと待ってそうだわウェイトも待ってるわ67ある7下げるわ下げて
Suzuki, Yoshida trying to drag this around these stones now. Sits on the tee line beside the shot rock. That might give Lingwei a bit of a chance to play, hit 3/4 of the one that Fujisawa just threw and kill a couple and maybe keep 2 or 3 alive that way.
Or do you want to just do that? Yes, just do that and you'll catch that one and we'll try and sweep it. Yeah?
Yeah, this doesn't move much.
Yeah.
Just
It doesn't-
control.
Yeah, I think it's enough. You don't need.
I think that might even be too much for control. Let's try it for control. The control, eh? You like that?
Yeah, because you don't really want to play a normal up here. It's
No, it just.
You can see the time clocks in the background.
And control's enough.
Quite a difference with the two teams. Hong Kong down to 16 minutes. Japan still at 23.
Yep, both teams yet to use their timeout, but you're right, Rona, in a 10-end game.
What was that? What's it running?
38 minutes of thinking time. You do the math, divide by 2 at the fifth end break. You should have 19 minutes plus in the bank. And Hong Kong certainly doesn't have that. A lot of discussion about the weight to throw here. They're really concerned. Ling Wei's had a couple that have tracked pretty straight, so a bit of debate about where to put the target brush.
Control!
Control!
Not laying a brush to this one either. Gets contact, moves too. That's a pretty good result, actually.
Okay.
It's not bad because it does give her options now on both sides
Yeah.
to get to the
She
button.
can get to the button now. That was the important part.
Yeah, the outturn's slightly hard. Yeah. See, that I would say the outturn's a slightly harder draw for Hong Kong. And
Yes.
that's the side they're going to come down and block. I would say the inturn's the side they probably need to block
I
because that's the
agree.
way she could get to the 1 foot.
Exactly.
さっきちょっと曲がんなかったからちょっとタイトにしてる
But they have played down this line. They know exactly what it's going to do. Sometimes you just choose the side that you're more comfortable with.
いいよラインだわ3、13いいよラインよしあいいよラインいいよベースだけ34、4ラインはいいよベースだけ45あラインちょっと待ってるわ
So focused on the line at all times.
いやでもベートはいいよまだ曲がってない
Constant communication.
まだまだまだまだまだまだあー
回りきんないんだね。
Japan lies 3.
So that intern side to the 1 foot is still there.
That's really all she's got.
ナイス。
Half the button.
やっぱりね。
They'll definitely curl enough to get there. That's not the problem. It's really just a question about, as ever, line and weight.
Yeah, the two key essential elements of making the shot.
Okay, so what
Line
did
and
I
weight,
go
that's all.
for that one?
Sounds simple when we're sitting up here.
Sure does.
Yeah, the one from last end, right? 70 and the one to the
Yoshida Fujisawa.
そうだったよね。クラブアイスでもそんな感じ。
Final stone of the fifth end for Hong Kong.
down.
Ling Wei Hung.
Okay, then on you go. Yeah, on you go. It's down. It's down.
Sweepers are concerned that it's down in the weight.
The line is looking okay, but hasn't got the weight.
Morrison coming out to join in the sweep, but I don't think it's going to get there. No, it does come up short. It's another steal of 3 for Japan. Japan continuing their dominant performance at the fifth end break.
In between, eh, guys?
Japan leads it by a score of 10-0.
It's okay. It's okay.
Because you're a good, you're normally good
Action from the first end. Really tough final shot here for Ling Wei Hung of Hong Kong. moves a couple of stones, but leaves 3 Japanese stones in the rings. It's a steal of 3 for Japan in the first.
That last one that was short. What was
Third
that?
end,
Yeah.
facing 3 Japanese counters. Hong Kong trying to draw the forefoot to score. This one, though, is a bit heavy. It's going to slide deep in the house, and it is another steal of 3 for Japan. In the fourth, Japan again lying 3. Last stone for Ling Wei Hung. Good looking weight, but is the stone going to over curl? Just clips the stone in the front 4, spins and almost scores, but it's another steal of a single point for Japan. Players look at it, but it is a steal of 1 for the Japanese. Updating all of our games here in women's session number 3 at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. China leading Kazakhstan by a score of 6-0. Japan leading Hong Kong by a score of 10-0, and Korea 9-0 leaders over Qatar after 5.
No, I think we just need to come out and play a little bit of what we know we can say, right?
Yep. Yes.
I have 70 or have 80. Or 70 or 90, I don't get 80. I'm having a really problem.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But that's okay, but
I'll work on it.
next set of ends, okay? And also, you're not getting a lot, so if we change that around a wee bit, you're going to have something more when you come up, right? So we just keep going. We know we can play better.
Oh,
yeah.
This is a really important skill to have, right? So it's a good chance to do it. Yeah, those like halfway shots are really nice. That 12
ちょっとこっちが重かったんだね。やっぱ使ってドローでも使ってないところソフトウェイトちょっと上げた方がいいのかなっていう感じだ。で、ドローがストレートで滑ってるところはハックも滑る。
Yeah, it's a nice weight for that shot.
Every 6 and 3ちょっと滑る。
Japan with a clear edge in the shooting percentage department, and they have stolen all of their points. So Hong Kong will keep the last rock into the 5th. Interesting listening to the team huddles, Rona, there, that Hong Kong keeping the spirits up and looking to reset their performance goals for the second half of this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's really good to see them cheery and trying to support each other.
Great look across the 4 sheets of ice here at the Gangneung Curling Center as we resume the action in our feature game, Japan versus Hong Kong. Olympic bronze medalists, giving us a reason why they did that. They're having an excellent game. It's been very challenging for Hong Kong to generate really much of anything against the high quality play of Team Japan.
7かな。
曲がってはきてるよ。
本当今6、7。
結構曲がってはきてる。
ウェイトはいい感じ。ステージもあるから。
14.3。
ナイス。
Yeah, Japan have just played so consistently all game. Really not given Hong Kong many opportunities at all.
And it all really starts with the lead position. Yurika Yoshida. It's been like clockwork. First stone in, second stone to cover.
And that's what we were talking about earlier about the repetitive practice and the time spent on ice, and that's very evident when you see the Japanese quartet, how consistent they are. And that lead position, you can tell that she has just practiced that time and time again until it's in her muscle memory and she can just play it.
Slowing down.
On its own 3.
Nice one.
Hong Kong sticking with the corner guard strategy. Do you think that they might consider changing it up just to try and generate a little different look for Team Japan? You see Yoshida's shooting 93%, really good.
I don't really know where she's dropped to 7%, to be fair, in this game.
Where are those 7%?
She's actually played.
Scorekeepers are being a bit unkind, and oh gosh, there's another stone picked up some debris. That's probably where that 7% went, that other stone that she had that picked. And unfortunately for Eureka, it seemed to happen again.
Maybe it's something with the stone
I was
even.
going to say, the light flashing red on the stone might have been a hogline violation. Let's have a look on the release on the replay. Watch the top of the stone. Didn't quite let it go in time. Okay, well, sorry, the percentage points come off for you for that one.
Just after us commenting how well she was playing.
Gotta let it go.
Guys, little harder. Higher, more.
Shoot along.
5. You can probably go if you want. It's gonna cut. Watch.
The thing is, Hong Kong are getting corner guards up, but they just need to use them.
Right.
They're just not taking advantage of them, and this one's going to slip.
My fault.
Sliding a little deeper than they would have liked.
Okay. 10前半でいいよ。10。ノーズだとポケットになっちゃう？ねえ、どっちかにはね。あ、オッケー。円はこっち、内側。円こっちでいいよ。
This team is just fun to listen to, isn't it?
I know, it's incredible. In theory, it looks like a fairly simple open hit, but huge communication.
Yeah, always looking to get the absolute maximum out of every shot. Nose hit.
早いかい。今で 9.8。
Behind the guard.
So 80, yeah.
So this is what happened at the last end. Hong Kong managed to get the one behind the corner guard and off that counter there. So it's important to get this one behind cover.
Yep. Hard. 3, 4. As far as you can. Switch.
It's got a long way to curl though.
Switching the brushing to try and get as much curl as they can. Maybe get a tiny corner hidden.
Okay.
Good weight. Not quite behind cover, unfortunately.
Okay. 9前半でいいよ。Okay. 10前半。9半。9半。9後半でいいや。9半9後半。今ぐらいだね。
That's the closest I've seen to a speed wobble in the entire career of Yumi Suzuki. The tiniest little wobble there. No problem with the shot, though. Japan lies 3. Side by each. A little smile there from Yumi.
T back 4 is okay.
Yep, 3 in a row, so Hong Kong can use this to their advantage. Just tap back and use that as a catcher if Japan try and peel them out.
Yeah, I like this call. Just back 4 foot weight. Push the stones behind the tee line.
Where are we? What's up? How up?
Ada Shang.
I think 9.
Okay.
9.
Might switch gears now to the hit and roll, perhaps. This is a little heavier than they were looking for. Pushes the stone through the rings. Zeta Shang.
9ミノで今なんぼだった？あれ 9.2。9.2。中半。
Tsunami Yoshida, 90% for the game.
9半9後半9半9後半うんいいよちょっとダウンだなああうん10
7 member associations competing in the Pacific Asia Women's Championship. 4 will advance to the playoff rounds. Top 2, the winners of the semifinals, will directly qualify for the World Women's Curling Championship.
So like back 8, a little bit less.
The losers of the semifinal games here will qualify for the World Qualifying event, which is a new event. A second chance competition, which will involve 8 member associations. 2 of them will also advance to the World Women's Curling Championship. So a lot to play for if you can make the Final 4 here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships.
Whoa, very close. No, back 8. Needs to move. 8. 8. Yep. Yep.
So the weight's looking a bit better here for a tap.
Yep. T7. Yep.
Now, very nice.
Okay.
That's a very good shot from Julie Morrison.
Good.
Yeah, good result. Japan still lie 3, but it just gives them something to think about now.
Well, their angle frozen on the Japanese stone in the front 4-foot, so Fujisawa cannot make a play on that Hong Kong rock.
取れないんだもんね赤はね今切れない切れない
それでもさ黄色したら赤のポケットにはなる
ね赤、それ赤のポケットになっちゃわないかな。
ねさらになんか押す必要ないけど
あーこっちオープンにする
Yeah, even if they come up and just check on the red and spring their yellow back a wee bit to open it up to take that angle off.
あーこれでは切れるかも
ねどっちにしろ動かさないとあれだよね。
This is easily the most difficult situation that Team Japan has faced tonight. Really making them work on this end.
ちょっと上げてくね。多分ストレート。ね、上手でも、外れればいいから。
After a bit of discussion, Tsunami Yoshida is going to make a play on that Hong Kong rock, trying to throw a lot of weight to rattle them around, open them up. Oh, nice shot.
Good result there.
Kills the Hong Kong stone, leaves her own stone sitting on the button.
And that's the risk you can take when you've got a cushion like that in the scoreboard.
That's true. Let's have another look at, watch the rocks react.
They're not bothered about losing 2 yellows there. Primary goal was to get rid of the red.
Get rid of it, they did.
A lot more ice on the same.
It does give Julie Morrison a chance to play with the same weight and come down and freeze yellow on the button.
Yeah, similar path. She just threw.
It's a hair up. Some 8.
8. Yep.
It's coming down.
Yep.
7.
Yeah.
Stone with a lot of rotation on it. It's really biting and moving.
Yep, all the way. Right to the 4, right to the 4. Whoa.
It's going to go to the stone in the back of the 4-foot. Hong Kong's second shot. Satsuki Fujisawa.
Jump! Jump!
They're on it immediately.
Jump! 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 Ah, nice. いいよ。ノーです。
Well swept. Does jam, but enough momentum to push the Hong Kong stone out of the rings. Here's a look from ice level. Watch the stone coming at you. Here it goes.
So, like, I gave you this.
Things going very much Japan's way tonight. They're full value for it. They've been playing really well.
Back
Suzuki,
eight, what do you think?
Yoshida standing by, ready to brush the next one. Fujisawa, Yoshida talking over the strategy. This building's been pretty good to them.
Yeah, fond memories from here. It's the start of a new 4-year cycle, though, for the next Olympics. So they'll have new goals and new targets to meet.
Close, yeah.
Yes, and no doubt new competition from within Japan as well for that place to represent the country. So the competitive game never stops. Oh, that's a nice shot there by Ling Wei Hung.
Great result. Japan cannot move that one.
Some smiles from the Hong Kong front end. Nice shot. Welded.
Yeah, they could guard it. They could come up and freeze it and say, okay, you have your one. They're quite happy at this stage in the game to let Hong Kong take their one.
True, and they can't guard everything. Should have put one on the center line, but you see at the top of our screen, there's also an angle run in for Hong Kong to score two that way. Not an easy shot, but a makeable one, the way those stones are frozen.
Yeah, I would be quite tempted just to come right in and sit on top of it.
For Japan, yes, I agree. I think they would be wise to come into the forefoot. That takes the two out of play. Satsuki Fujisawa. Green lights tell us that's a legal throw. You can see the red lights flash earlier in the end.
This is a long way to curl. Can they pull it across?
Well, might be there on the intern side, I think, Rona. Back forefoot weight, tap red, maybe get two.
Yep, because she doesn't need to move that yellow very far.
Some smiles from Team Japan. I'd be smiling too, Tom.
I think she was talking about a release there.
Wasn't the cleanest one ever. So difficult but makeable shot here for Hong Kong to potentially score a pair.
I saw yours. Yes. Remember? I like this.
So they're saying bumper.
Yeah,
she only really needs tap back.
Yeah,
kind of back four.
I agree. Bumper weight, you might score a point. But if you want to score two, you need to be thinking back forefoot.
50?
It was just a touch more than your last.
Bumper, you're going to have to just scrape past that top guard.
Yeah.
Jill. And what was that? What was the...
It was like 50.
50? Okay.
So I think so about this.
Well, you might have to sweep for that then.
Ling Wei Hung.
We're close.
Same as last. Yeah. Hack.
Where?
Hack.
Trying to get it by that front stone. Yes, they get it by. Great shot. Hong Kong scores 2. Well played. Ling Hung. There's a smile we've been waiting to see all night. Hong Kong scores 2.
Oh, cut off no position.
Oh, that's lovely. After 6 ends of play, Japan 10, Hong Kong 2.
Ling, I missed my high five.
I knew it was there. I saw you.
Nice shot. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Through the screen. That was fine. Good.
Good.
Yes.
We can do it.
Yes.
Yes, just
Good.
Okay.
we can do
Thanks,
this.
Elliot.
Might be further. Might come down.
Sit, 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 sit. Okay. Sit. Sorry.
You're enjoying live curling from the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2018 feature game, Japan versus Hong Kong. Hong Kong on the board after a very nice final stone by Ling Hung to get a pair.
Yeah, unfortunately, the lead stones just slipped into the rings here to allow Japan to hit it. They wanted to keep stones out in the free guard zone area.
Guard. Guard. Way out of the way. Guard. Guard. Same. Guard. Set on the other side. Guard. I mean the same. Same.
It's the first time in the game that Japan now have last stone.
It is.
So it'll be interesting to see how they play out this end.
Ashura Wong.
Where are we? 1, 2. Okay, yep. Yep. Just one. Yep. Yep. A bit more. Yep. Hard. As far as you can. Okay, that's fine.
Guard stone for Hong Kong. Yurika Yoshida.
ウェイトいい感じ。7。センター乗ってるわ。次いけるかい。ちょっと曲げたい。きついな。きついぞ。いや、ずっと安い。ずっと安い。ずっと安いよ。今曲がってきた。もうちょい。安いよ。ゴーゴーゴーゴー。もうちょいもうちょいもうちょい。ナイス。
Two in the rings for Team Japan. Eureka. Hong Kong now looking to use that guard stone.
Yep, for line.
Ada Shang.
6, up 8.
Yes, for line. 8. Okay, well then. Well then.
8.
Well, like.
Sweepers communicating this stone's got lots of weight. Just tickles that guard. That'll
Like we're
slow
through,
the
you mean?
momentum.
Hey, we were through. I didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Were we through? Yes, we were. Yumi Suzuki getting a little clearing practice. Being asked to rip that guard. World Women's Curling Championship this year will be in Denmark.
Where are we? Oh, it's line 4. To here. Room still. Whoa. It looks heavy. Looks heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
And Rona, even though this year doesn't accumulate direct entry Olympic qualifying points, what
like through?
appearing at a World Championships this year does give you is a guaranteed place in the Olympic qualifying event. So teams very much wanting to qualify for World Championships this year, that lets their national associations plan their entire 4-year Olympic cycle with high confidence, knowing that they'll at least be in the Olympic qualifying event if they don't directly qualify for the Beijing Olympics.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing for all the countries participating, to know that they have that chance of getting to the Olympic Games. Helps with funding and many different things to help their progress over the 4-year cycle. Japan just tried to split their own stone there, but it went past through the rings.
Just faster down that path then, maybe?
Yumi Suzuki looking at that missed attempt split. And now a chance for Hong Kong to use that stone in the front 8-foot as a guard, go around it.
Oh, okay.
Yep, right there.
Behind this.
I can't see from here. That must be like, just wants me to come behind the yellow then, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Okay.
The come around.
Yeah, and that's where every event now is so important. You know, whether it's European Championships, World Championships, Pacific Asia Championship, everything is so important for Olympics.
Right.
At the end of the day, it all matters. For points, for rankings, and that's what every nation wants, is that Olympic spot.
Absolutely right.
Are we still 8?
8. Still 8.
Yep. Now hard. All the way.
Great looking line. How's the weight?
Hard. All the way. As far as you can. Yep.
That's pretty good. Nice shot.
Yeah, great shot. Oh, from saying she couldn't see at the other end where she wanted to be, it was a great result.
Close your eyes all the time then if you get that kind of result. Nice shot, Julie Morrison.
And I think as well for the Olympic Games, what's good is, you know, you've got mixed doubles, you've got the men's, you've got the women's. You could have different countries in all 3 disciplines. It's not the same countries for all 3 necessarily. So
That's right.
that's where all countries have got something to fight for.
Attempted raise takeout here for Japan. Nice brushing. Very nice team shot there.
Great controlled weight to play that raise.
Tsunami Yoshida. Yumi Suzuki giving her skip a high five for the sweeping job, as did Eureka Yoshida. All 4 players contributing to that one. Mixed doubles curling made its Olympic debut in this building, Pyeongchang Games. It was so successful that for the Beijing Olympics, the field size for mixed double curling will grow from 8 countries to 10.
8. Still 8.
Mixed doubles, one of the real success stories of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. Canada winning the inaugural Olympic gold in mixed doubles, but some fantastic competition. Good line there on that shot from Hong Kong. It's in 3rd shot position.
It's
maybe
useful
fudging.
there.
It is very useful. Maybe that slide path fudging up a little bit there. It came to rest a little more quickly than I thought it was going to.
見に来てもいいよ
And since that debut at the Olympics this year for the mixed
フィ
doubles,
ールも
there's
あるけど
many more events been created now for the
Exactly.
mixed doubles to play in around the world
Yeah.
on a tour type basis, and that's great as well, generating more competition. And now some countries have made the choice, or telling the players they have to make the choice: do you want to play men and women's, or do you want to play mixed doubles? You make the call, because you really can't play both. It's what some countries are saying, whereas other countries are letting players play both at the moment.
Yeah, and some countries are also making the choice to focus very much on mixed doubles because they may not have as much competitive depth in their country, but they can absolutely generate a high-quality team of two.
相手そしたらさこれにフリーズだよね
And it
Mixed
is a
doubles on the
different
Olympic
skill
program.
set.
It is.
It is a completely different game you're playing.
動かすのもあるんだけど相手多分もうボトムに
completely
フリー
agree,
ズしか
Rona.
ないからだったらもう
Mixed
バンって
doubles
出し
is
ちゃ
a
うか
very athletic game. You're sweeping every rock. And Steve Johns, one of the competitors here from Australia, he said to me a number of years ago, and I still think this is absolutely right, it's the ideal game for thirds. You need to have the strategy, you need to be able to make in-shot adjustments, you have to have every shot, you have to be able to sweep. And mixed doubles, you're right, completely different skill set, and a very exciting form of the game. It's great to see it on the Olympic program.
It is, and it's the respect and communication and that teamwork with the two of you on the ice that's so intriguing to watch.
Yep, team dynamics in mixed doubles is a very interesting thing. Shinami Yoshida tries the ankle pit, stuffs the Hong Kong stone on the edge of the forefoot, but moves it away. Japan does have last rock here on the 7th.
じゃあ見てた
Because she goes down, right? Yeah, I like that.
Bring it all the way in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
A little less, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what was Julie's? Because they were both good. It's the same type of freeze, huh? 85. Okay.
Good communication there from Team Hong Kong.
The same as Julie's.
And it is just that guide to use a stopwatch. It's a guide to give the weight. Everybody's got different release. Some people might decelerate while they're sliding. Others may play through the stone more at release. So it's just a guide to
little up 8
let them know down that path what it's running at.
Needs to draw. Needs to draw.
Still up. Coming down, coming down. 7, 7.
yes
It's getting better.
Coming now, can they get the in wick off it?
Just tickle that stone at the top of the forefoot, leaving themselves in second shot position. Wasn't far away, just a little offline, a little inside out on the release.
Yeah, unfortunately it's sat in a place that's not ideal for them because Japan can remove both of these without touching their yellows.
It does. Only when you come in, though. Only when you're down.
Mine doesn't.
More than it keeps.
Did I hit the blue?
This side doesn't. I think that's what they put up. When you're coming down here, they don't really slow down that much. But it's different coming into the 4.
Julie Morrison picking up a little bit of variation on the ice surface. That'll happen later in the game. Different paths have different characteristics.
ちょっと早いかもなちょっといけあるわ
Satsuki Fujisawa trying to double take out.
戻ってはきてるわもうでいいよ
Not laying a brush to it yet.
まだまだ
Shot 1. Leaves the second Hong Kong stone in the forefoot. But that Hong Kong stone, pretty lonely. It's a pretty dangerous position when you've got 3 of your opponent's stones in the rings and they've got the hammer.
Can we get timeout?
Timeout being called by Hong Kong.
The other way of doing is putting one here. right?
We're just trying to start get her to get
Yeah, they could come into that shot and just tap it
The other
back
thing is
and
to
no
do is
more.
to actually come down
To lie
here and
short.
actually-
Yeah, I like that as an
Yeah,
option.
and go like that.
And it makes it.
I can't. Don't
The
get
only
it
way
confused
then
with
Japan could remove it is by raising the yellow on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Would you be able to hang, if you're able to hang around in the red, it could be okay. But she's going to play that. She's going to play that.
Well, that's a hard shot because you have to get it in the inside. Or actually,
She
you just have to
can,
go no,
she
no,
can.
She can. She just has to nose it.
Yeah,
If
she
she
just
noses
has
it.
to, she'll play that and then on to the double. So that's
So
not
that's why
really
you have to
gonna
get another one in. You have to put one here.
work. Yes, of course. I'm saying if you played the other one in there, could she play the double, the yellow onto the, to take the double red?
I don't know. I'm thinking
Thinking
here.
if we put one there,
That's about the only thing
the
we
only
have.
thing is we're not going to be. If we wanted to get the shot out of it, we could come down and we could actually try and come in and just tap that. But the problem is there. She's going to do. I think she'll
Either
just come
that-
down and she'll do the double on
Either
the red
that I
from
have
the
to
yellow,
put one
right?
here.
Well, if you tap that back, your shooter is coming out to the side.
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm
if you
just
come
saying if
down
I
here, but
freeze
if
to
we
it,
could
or
maybe,
corner freeze to
yeah,
it.
then she's got the hit middle there. Yeah.
Your corner freeze is
Turn.
the best shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you hit that down,
Yeah.
your shooter's
Well, we're not hitting.
Yeah, we're not going to hit it. We're never going to hit.
tap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to come and sit here.
Yeah.
This side?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this side.
okay,
I
this
think
side.
out here, eh? You like
Yeah.
that?
Playing great. Second half, you're up 2-1.
Thanks, Coach Rick.
Some encouraging words from the coach, absolutely. Second half, Team Hong Kong playing much better, no doubt. So it will be the freeze.
Yeah, and what he's saying there, they took a 2 at the last end, and if they can force one here, they're 2-1 in the second half of the game, and you know
So
that's
10 less than what I just threw.
a really good scoreline for them.
It is. It's a good way mentally to approach a game where realistically your chances of victory are pretty low, but doing everything you can to fight your way back into it. Good attitude. I like it.
Way close!
Where? 7.
So really important to get past this top yellow.
7's good. It's going to be right up here, though. Line's really good.
Yeah.
Still
Make sure
7.
it's here. Make
Still
sure it's here. Go on. Yep.
Yep, hard for line.
Hurry.
Oh, nice looking stone here. Can they get it into the button area?
Oh, if they just swept that
Oh
earlier
boy, oh
on.
boy, a
gosh.
few little licks of the brush. That line and weight was outstanding.
I got 80. 但我就讓嘅時候，你已經出咗。
Team celebrating the fact that she threw an 80.
Trying to tap.
What I think she'll
gonna try
is I would try and do that.
Yeah, see now they're saying the way that that came in, they could have gone for the tap and just
8あればいいのかな。
because they didn't need to move it far.
でもね、
Or even just
後
get
ろ
to
で
the
も
inside.
ナンバー
They could have got to the
ナンバー
button
2
there.
が取れるから、9あっても悪くない。
Sweep for a tiny bump.
But anyway, give
Yeah, they
Japan
could-
a harder shot
So
there.
Well, they do.
ね。
They've got yellow-red tap for her final one.
I
So,
thought you said we had to play 8.
yeah, it was a
There's other people shaking hands.
very good end.
Did they count before 8?
Satsuki Fujisawa, last stone of end number 7.
ナイス。ちょっと早いわ。ちょっと早い。そんなに悪く、ちょっと早いな。ちょっと薄い。
Steely focus in the eyes.
ちょ
Watching
っと早いな。
very
薄い方
closely.
がいいぞ。なんかに当てるか薄くするかがいいな。その赤に当てれないか。できません。
Taps up. Is it going to stick around? Yes, it does. Nice tap for a 2 there for Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. That will give Japan a 12-2 lead. So after dropping a deuce, come back with a deuce of their own.
今ので 12.8？
ちょっと重たいね。最後失速した。
ね、そうだね。
Well, and Hong Kong has decided that they are going to concede defeat, so it is victory for Team Japan. Coach is also exchanging a handshake. Game played in great spirit. Team Japan, worthy winners on the day. 12-2 win over Hong Kong. Satsuki Fujisawa and Japan rolling along here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships.
Did I leave my grip for?
I think it's probably on the
that
other
way.
side.
Yeah. That was still 70 again?
Yeah, the one from last set, right? 70, and I went to the back.
Japan lying 3 in the 5th end. Last stone for Ling Wei Hung. This one's going to come up short, so it is a steal of 3 for Japan. 6th end. Delicate but makeable shot here for Hong Kong to possibly score 2. Ling Wei Hung, they just get it by the guard. Great shot. Hong Kong scores 2. Japan coming back with a pair of their own in the 7th to close this one out. Hong Kong conceding defeat. Satsuki Fujisawa and Team Japan 12-2 winners in this game. So let's take a look. All of the games now concluded here in session number 3 at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. China, 9-0 winners over Kazakhstan. Japan, 12-2 winners over Hong Kong. And Korea, 16-0 winners over Qatar. Rounding out tonight's action. And here's what it means for the standings. 2 unbeaten teams remain in the women's event. China and Japan at 3-0. Korea right behind them at 2-1. Hong Kong suffering their first defeat tonight, fall to 1-1. Australia, Kazakhstan, and Qatar all looking for their first win. 4 will advance to the semifinals. Now let's have a word with winning skip Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan.
Many congratulations, 3 wins out of 3. How are you feeling about your team's performance so far?
おめでとうございます。今までのチームの試合をちょっと振り返っていただけますか。この大会にとっておいて。
日本語で大丈夫ですか？あ、日本で、3試合ともいい試合ができていて、この試合は特に試合に入る前からチーム全員でウエイト、ドローのウエイトに集中して試合に臨もうというふうに確認して試合に臨めて、それがすごく良かったので、この試合もすごくいいフィーリングがつかめたので、次にもつながる試合だったかなと思います。
So far in the 3 matches were all went well as they thought, and for this match particularly they prepared on a weight of throw. Does it make sense? Yeah, and so we thought that this match quite well went thanks to that practice that we did particularly for this match, and this will we believe that it will continue to the next matches.
This venue must bring back great memories from an Olympic bronze medal. How does it feel to be back?
この会場に戻ってどう思われます？
はい。この会場はピョンチャンオリンピックで戦ったいい思い出もありますし、大会会場の雰囲気だったり観客の方だったりすごく雰囲気が似ている部分もあるので、そこは私たちの一つのアドバンテージでもあるので、すごくいいチームの雰囲気の中で戦えてるなと思います。
It definitely brought back to the feelings of the Olympics that we had a very good moment, and it's especially the atmosphere and supporters, spectators' support brought back to the feelings of the Olympics.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
A happy Satsuki Fujisawa. Japan carries on unbeaten here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. We're glad you've joined us. Hope you join us again for the rest of the week. For Rona Howie, I'm Hans Frauenlaub. Good night from Gangneung.
Practice, ready, begin.